Hi guys, welcome back. So I have some really interesting stuff to show you today and to taste test. So I went to two different grocery stores that two of my coworkers recommended, said there's cool stuff there. There's stuff you've never seen before. They have the one coworker was really excited because they had crab flavored chips, and so he thought that was fantastic. And he's like, "Yeah, there's a produce section and you're gonna love it. There's stuff you've never seen." And then a different coworker said, there's this really cool, it's a Caribbean grocery store. And so I was searching for the little weary weary peppers. And he's like, yeah, I've definitely seen them there. You can buy them and you'll get the seeds from them. So I was excited to go and try it. And let's just say that they were cool grocery stores, but there's one that's local that has a lot of the same stuff. Like if so I bought a bunch of canned stuff, and so that's what those grocery stores had, is a lot of canned stuff, whereas I'm more interested in the fresh produce. But so there is like this right here. So I've never had these. These usually are called like gooseberries, but they're calling them pickled mayhems. I guess that's how they're called. And so I've never tried them fresh, but I figured this is gonna give me some taste of what they actually taste like fresh. And then I found this. So it looks like kind of a salsa, and the bilimbis, those are really cool. Haven't ever tried them. They look to me like a star fruit. I'll have to check and see if they're in the same family. I'll put it up on the screen. But that looked really interesting. Never had pickled mangoes. Then, here's a couple other things. So they had spiced cherries. Those looked interesting. And then the sweet pawpaws. So again, something I've never had. It's a North American tree, and we do have several local varieties, but usually you got to be out in the scrub to find them and beat the animals to them. So the northern pawpaw that my grandmother used to grow the pawpaws, but we were never up there when they were ripe, so I've never tried them. So I saw these and I was curious what they taste like. I'm sure they have, let's see, probably tons of sugar on them. Actually not that much sugar. So maybe they'll be more reflective. I don't know why they're bright pink. I don't think the fruit is bright pink. Probably a food coloring. Yep. Artificial 40. Yay! Okay, and so I went to my local grocery store, and so then I found this soursop. So I know what soursop tastes like, but generally the soursops are going to be much bigger, and I went down south and bought a whole bunch of them. I bought, what did I buy? $70 worth of soursops, and I've eaten it all, and I've sold all the seeds, so I actually made money while I got to eat the fruit. So I went ahead and bought this one. It's very puny, and I hope that there's good seeds in it, but you and I will both find out when we do that. So let's start with something that's pretty simple. I'm gonna try the pickled mangoes. And let's see, are they gonna be salty? So there's mango, water, sugar, salt, acidity, preservative, and a little bit of more sweetener and color. So maybe slightly salty. Okay, here we go. Oh, they smell like mustard. I'm gonna assume that that's the vinegar or acidity. All right, so they're very hard feeling, kind of rubbery, like an unripe mango. I'm guessing this is what it is. Okay. So, my thoughts off the bat. It's hard to wrap my head around, my idea of a sweet mango, but then in the juice, it's like a butter pickle. So to merge those two images together, they're clashing, and they're clashing in my brain and in my mouth. They're not bad, and I could even come to like them, but right now I don't like them. I don't know. It maybe in like a sandwich. I don't know how you would eat these, but just to snack on them, I don't think I could wrap my head around it. So these are maybe later kind of snack. All right, moving on. So next we have the pickled mayhems, or the gooseberries, as I've always heard them referred to. Let's try those, but my hands are wet. Okay, got those open. So they kind of look like that. Round. I don't know if these have seeds. They have their little stem on them. So I will see gently if they have a seed. Okay, so this is a little bit spicy and a little bit acidic. Again, kind of like a pickle, but the texture is firmer. Like the mango was kind of rubbery, whereas this is more crispy. It's okay. I would think of it like a relish, so like a pickle relish. Let's see what it's in here. So it's got the fruit, water, sugar, salt, citric acid, sorry, preservatives, and sodium something or other. It's probably another preservative. Okay, and then some coloring. Yeah, it's okay. Let's try a little baby one, see if it's any different. This one had a seed. So it's not too big of a seed. It's pretty small, but it's definitely something hard and crunchy in there. I'll have to research and see how people normally eat them, like if they mix them into tuna salad or something. Okay, so next up we have the balimba. I'll have to research how to say that. But we have the chutney salsa. So in here is the fresh fruits, hot peppers, salt, water, vinegar, and that's it. Wow, no preservatives. Okay, so from Guyana. Let's give it a shot. I'm gonna try it first by itself. I'm gonna assume it's pretty hot, and then I'll probably try it on like a corn chip. Oh, that's hot. Whew. That's very hot. I just had the teensiest little bit, and my whole mouth is on fire. So I had made some tea earlier, and I'm gonna need it because that's burning. Yeah, I still feel the smolder in my mouth. I don't think I'm gonna be able to eat a whole lot of that. Like a teaspoon in my salsa, because that's very spicy. I wonder what kind of pepper they used. Maybe the worry. Okay, so let's put a little dab of it on there. Okay, that's better. It kind of mellows it out. Try a little bit more. Okay, hope I don't come to regret it. Kind of sneaks up on you. Okay, it's getting hotter. Get some ice in there. I don't taste the fruit. All I taste is the spice, which, you know, I guess it's more like a salsa. So it's pretty good. This would probably be really good on like some meat to give it that flavor. I might do that. Instead of eating it like a salsa, just put it on the meat to flavor that. Oh, very hot. Okay, so let's try something to cool down my mouth. All right, sweet papaya, or sweet pawpaw. Okay, it does look a lot like dried papaya I got. In fact, let me show you. So, I accidentally found a tiny piece of the seed in my mouth that I bit. What a mistake that was. My mouth is on fire. So, I'm gonna have to drink a lot more of this. Oh, this is the dried pawpaw, and this is dried papaya. So they look very similar. Probably don't taste similar, but you know, it's candied, so who knows. It does have a little bit of a peel on there, so. It's okay. It has a odd funk taste that I can't place. So it's pawpaw, salt, sugar, spices, and citric acid with coloring. I wonder what the spices are, because it's... How would you describe that? It's sweet, but has like undertones of dirty sock. I don't know. It's not terrible, but it's not good. Maybe mixed in with like trail mix it would be okay, but it has some kind of odd, almost clove kind of taste to it. I don't think I like it. All right, we'll move on. Whereas this, I did not like it as a kid, but now I just find myself eating more and more and more of it. So dried papaya, very good. It's kind of like a potato chip because you just keep chewing and chewing and chewing, and it gives you that pleasurable chewing fixation. Okay, so we've got the spicy cherries. So in here, they have the cherries. There's salt, there's sugar, there's spices again, there's pepper, and there is citric acid and more food color. Lots of red 40, red number 40. So, might be bouncing off the walls later, yay! Oh, they smell very similar to the pawpaws. I wonder, they almost, I wonder what kind of cherry they are, because they almost look like Suriname cherries. I was thinking like regular European cherries with like the stone pit in the middle. But they look more like Suriname cherries, which look more like the gooseberries. Ugh. Yeah, the texture's gross. It's very goopy. Like eating Play-Doh, that kind of texture. And there's a seed in the middle. Not quite as big as Suriname cherry, but it might be. They do look really small. Yeah, just kind of your vague, salty, Play-Doh-y, sweet something or other. It's okay. Maybe if you grew up on them, they'd probably be better, but I did not, and so they're kind of, yeah. And then I just bought these because they look really good. So these are just some dried figs. And I was hungry. It was a long day. So I wanted to buy some of these. Most dried figs are pretty good. So looks like that. It's got a whole bunch of seeds in the middle. It'll focus, but it's not gonna. Okay, yeah, but a whole bunch of seeds. So try this. So very chewy, lots of seeds, lots of little pops in your mouth from the seeds. So overall, I like these. Oops. Much better than like dried pawpaw. Not my kind of thing. I don't think this has any extra sugar. Yeah, nope, just figs. So I think I'd just stick with the unsalted, no extra sugar, regular dried fruit. I did grab some other stuff from the store. I'm not going to try it in this video. I have some stuffed grape leaves in my fridge. I've got some, let's see, callaloo, I think is how the Jamaicans say it. So I'm going to try these and the grape leaves together, and then some other stuff I've got in store. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Last up, we're going to cut open the soursop and see what it looks like. Hopefully I did not, this was $11. So hopefully I didn't waste my money on it. Oh no, it's very hard. I might have. I can't even get it open. Oh, yeah, it looks like a really immature one. So that is the soursop. It's not wet at all. It's very dry looking. The seeds look like they are mature, so I didn't entirely waste my money, but if I had bought this just to eat it, I would be very disappointed to spend $11 for that. So I kind of figured, but it's better than driving 3 hours, so. All right, well, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and see you guys later.